Blue Star is a world parallel to Earth. Over 100 years ago, a game named Dawn descended upon Blue Star. At the same time, monsters, bosses, and even demons within the game start threatening the world's safety constantly. For humans to survive in this era, they have to awaken their profession and must become professional. Then head down to fight monsters and level up until they became the strongest. The story begins in an academy. A girl named Zhou Yi, standing on a glowing platform in a grand hall, heralding the start of her profession awakening, as her teacher announces her successful awakening of the blacksmith profession. Amidst the congratulatory atmosphere, her classmates mockingly jest about the perceived insignificance of being a blacksmith in the early stages, eliciting laughter and amusement. A classmate says, "In the early stages of life, professions can only rely on buying materials to improve, which costs too much money." The teacher tells the students to be quiet and to maintain order. He then calls for the next person named Wang Tianqi to step forward for his profession awakening. Wang Tianqi eagerly steps forward on the teacher's call. After a few minutes, the teacher announces Wang Tianqi's successful awakening of the Holy Knight profession as he stands proudly. Wang's friend acknowledges Wang Tianqi's achievement, stating, "As expected of Brother Wang, the Holy Knight is such a rare profession." Another friend says, "That's natural. We're talking about Brother Wang after all." The teacher, with a fiery expression, shouts at Wang, "Now that you've already awakened your profession, hurry up and get down there. Don't waste other people's time." Now, teacher calls for the next person named Zhou Yi to step onto the platform. Zhou Yi, with a confident expression, steps forward. As he reached his hand on the black stone, a sudden burst of black mana engulfed him. The teacher announces Zhou Yi's profession as an assassin. Zhou Yi's classmates react with shock and awe to his revealed profession, marveling at its rarity and impressive abilities. They all started talking about him. One of the kids standing there exclaimed, "Wow, an assassin, that's such a rare profession." Another kid expresses his feelings, "I'm so envious." They discuss the abilities of assassins, such as dealing high damage and using stealth, marveling at their prowess. Just after Zhou Yi awakens his profession, a screen appears in front of him showing all his state and personal information like level, profession, health, strength, etc. But Wang and his friend mock Zhou Yi. Wang said, "What's so great about awakening an assassin's profession? Zhou Yi isn't even good at assassin's weapons, so awakening that profession is useless for him." Wang's friend says, "I heard that this guy spent a long time practicing with two-handed swords, wanting to become a warrior. He must be dumbfounded now." Continuing their conversation, another of Wang's friends says, "All his talents are lost. If he starts training again, it'll take him at least a year and a half to adapt." The first friend replies, "Yes, exactly. I bet he won't even last a few minutes in the newbie zone." Although his classmates were making fun of him, he kept his cool and continued to stare at his status screen. On screen, there was information on a skill named Insight. Zhou Yi knew that every profession comes with an exclusive skill. For assassins, it is the insight that reveals the opponent's weaknesses, dealing 100% true damage within 5 seconds. However, he sees another skill called the Hand of God, and he thinks that this Hand of God shouldn't be a typical assassin's stealing skill. This skill can steal one of the target's items, skills, or attributes. It can be used up to 2 times on the same target within 2-meter radius. Zhou Yi thinks, after all, ordinary assassins can only steal coins, but this Hand of God can steal items, attributes, and even skills. It's too outrageous. A notification screen appears for acquiring a passive skill weapon master. Zhou Yi thought this passive skill didn't seem like much, but screen says weapon masters can use any weapon without restrictions. After reading about the weapon master skill, Zhou Yi begins to contemplate, perhaps with it I can become an assassin with two-handed swords? He leaves that idea to think for later and ponders on the skill Hand of God. stating that this skill is obviously not a typical assassin's skill, wondering if this could be his golden finger. Zhou Yi's teacher places a reassuring hand on his shoulder and advises Zhou Yi to ignore the nonsense of others, mentioning the supposed difficulty of the novice trial and suggesting Zhou Yi to become familiar with the assassin's profession. Zhou Yi confidently says, "Don't worry, teacher. I've awakened a rare profession. Ordinary people wouldn't even dream of it." He murmurs, "Novice zone? I'll clear it to show you guys." As he was leaving, he heard someone talking behind his back. "You must be kidding. Who cares about your lousy profession? A regular assassin can only skulk around like a scout. How can they even compare to our brother Wang?" This remark seems to challenge Zhou Yi's confidence and determination. As Zhou Yi walks home from school, Wang and his friend follow closely behind, continuing to make derogatory remarks, including a warning from Wang not to encounter them in the game in the future. Still, Zhou Yi was confident to give them a big surprise. When Zhou Yi gets home, he receives a notification on his screen confirming his nickname, Death Star, has been sent successfully. Additionally, the screen prompts him, addressing him as Dear Mr. Death Star, asking if he would like to customize his appearance. Zhou Yi thinks, assassins always wear masks, and you can't even see them in the game. He skips the screen and decides to use his real appearance. The screen reappears, prompting Zhou Yi to select his novice weapon. Zhou Yi chooses the two-handed sword instinctively, stating, "A two-handed sword is the epitome of manly romance." A notification pops up. Weapon selection successful. Esteemed player Death Star, you will enter the novice trial now. After the countdown, Zhou Yi entered the novice trial. With a sense of wonder and admiration, he remarked, "Wow, one-click equipment change, quite intelligent." Suddenly, a warning flashed, shifting Zhou Yi's expression to determination. Tension in his posture signaled preparedness for the first wave of monsters about to attack. Just after that, a goblin appears and yells, "Delicious human, let me taste your blood and flesh." Zhou Yi, as he was waiting for this moment, says, "Perfect timing. Let's see how effective my cheat is." Confronting the goblin, Zhou Yi quickly assessed the situation, waiting patiently to use his move against him. In the blink of an eye, the goblin jumps to attack him. Zhou Yi took this opportunity and used his skill Hand of God to steal the opponent's skills. Unexpectedly, Zhou Yi finds himself holding a club, puzzled by the situation, and contemplates, "Why is it a club? Wasn't it supposed to steal or something?" The system gave a hint, explaining that this skill could only randomly steal one of the target's items, skills, or attributes, and the outcome depended on actual combat. With a mix of disbelief and annoyance, he punches the screen, exclaiming, "Oh, come on! I thought it'd be powerful, but isn't this just copying?" Suddenly, a bigger goblin interrupts his thoughts and attacks him with his full power, catching Zhou Yi off guard. Analyzing the situation, he then considered using the profession-exclusive skill since the Hand of God didn't work. Zhou Yi activates his skill insight to discern his opponent's weakness. As the skill takes effect, he gains the ability to perceive his vulnerabilities. In a moment of realization, Zhou Yi acknowledges this newfound advantage with confidence. He knew, due to the weapon master, he could use all types of weapons without any restriction. Zhou Yi begins his assault on the goblin with a powerful strike targeting the goblin's head. He finishes him off with a single attack that leaves other enemies reeling in terror. Zhou Yi understood that he had two chances to steal from each one, so Zhou Yi beat them all one by one, stealing skills and equipment from them. He understood the correct way to use the Hand of God by combining it with the assassin's exclusive skills. After beating them all, he felt a second wave of goblins about to attack. Zhou Yi, with no hesitation, mocks them, exclaiming, "It's perfect! Come on, bring it on, you losers! This time I'll be more serious." With determination in his eyes, he raises his sword and swings it with his full might, bravely confronting the advancing horde, swiftly cutting them down and obtaining attribute points. While fighting, he ponders, "Although stealing attribute points is not stable, as a novice with high agility and a higher damage multiplier from wielding a two-handed sword, I can easily crush these novice goblins." After he dealt with the second wave, a screen shows up, stating that Zhou Yi's all attributes have increased by 16 points, and the level has also risen to 2. Zhou Yi thought, next should be the arrival of the ultimate boss, known as the unbeatable boss. Zhou Yi sees a glimpse of someone running towards him and says, "You tiny insects kneel at my feet." Zhou Yi got panicked and said, "Where exactly this demon is?" He then hears someone's voice behind his back. A Catwoman's figure emerges behind him stating, "Hey little brother, are you looking for me?" Alright guys, this is it for today. Please like and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.